Hi Tech Geeks, today we'll be exploring your first iOS project. You are here to build iOS apps. Let's quickly go over what you should have and what you should know to develop iOS apps. First thing you need is Mac OS Big Sur or at least Mac Catalina. If you're gonna build iOS apps, it's a good idea to be on the latest version on Mac OS you can possibly be. Second thing you need is Xcode 12 installed on Mac. Xcode is free. Make sure you check the version of Xcode since this course will not work for Xcode version below 12. Xcode editor is allowed to build all platform applications like iOS, macOS, watchOS, which is why it is several gigabytes download. What you don't need is any history or background with iOS development. This is an iOS development beginner course. We are beginning at the beginning. In this course, we'll use Swift as programming language to build iOS apps, and I do need you to know the basic of Swift. That's because I want this course to focus on iOS. To be clear, you don't need to be an expert on Swift. We will absolutely be exploring Swift programming here, but you should know at least the basic of Swift so that here we can dive right into iOS without going into fundamental Swift questions like how do you make a string constant, what is type inference, what is difference between class and struct, etc. If you have no experience with Swift, I do suggest my Swift fundamental course. We'll be working with Swift 5.3 released at same time as iOS 14 was. If you know Swift 4.x or Swift 3, you're gonna be good here. What we are going to be doing, there is no significant difference between Swift 5.x and 4.x syntax. But if you have learned Swift initial releases back in 2014 using Swift 1 or 2, there is going to be a lot of breaking changes since then. All that to say, as we go in iOS content, if you ever feel uncertain on the Swift code you see, consider Swift fundamental course as a resource if you want to brush up on any Swift features like optional, closure, protocols, or beyond that. I'm expecting you are comfortable with general object-oriented software development. I won't be spending any time here explaining class and objects and properties and methods. This course is to get started on iOS development. It's not a course on programming language. So the bottom line is to have Xcode and Swift basics to get started.